Hey there, folks. Bill O'Leary here in this video to answer the question, when do you want to use a trust in estate planning? So you're going to learn in this video what a trust is, how a trust is different from a will, and why a trust might be a better solution. Again, Bill O'Leary, Legacy Planning Law Group in Jacksonville, Florida, where we focus on estate planning, things like wills and estates and trust, and elder law, helping seniors protect their assets from long-term care costs, and then probate and trust administration, helping people navigate the court system if they haven't planned as well as they could have and they find themselves stuck, the family that is. Now, let's jump right in. So basic estate planning usually starts with a will, and everybody's heard of a will, called a last will and testament. A will, it's a legal document that answers four questions that are important and frankly personal to you. Number one, you decide who gets your assets, your property, basically who gets your stuff. Number two, you decide what they get. Three, you decide when they get it. And four, you decide how they get it, who, what, when, and how. A will can also arrange for who's going to take care of, let's say, minor children. If both parents are deceased, that's what we call the guardian. The will is the place where that's done. But a will, is it the best way to answer those four questions, the who, what, when, and how questions? Well, oftentimes the answer is no. Why? Because a will has to go through the probate court, the court process, where an estate's going to be handled with the oversight of the court system. You see, before a will can be used to carry out those who, what, when, and how questions, a court has to validate the will. And to do that, there's a whole legal process that has to be followed first that can take many, many months and be quite expensive. So is there a better way? And the answer oftentimes is yes, with a trust. The bottom line is a trust is a much better way to answer those four questions, the who, what, when, and how questions, because when you die, the probate legal process can be avoided. Things will go much smoother and easier. So what is a trust then? Well, it's basically a legal arrangement that provides for the transfer of assets to what's called a trustee. So the owner of those assets, you, we would call you the grantor or the trustor, maybe the trust maker. Different trusts have different verbiage. You would transfer the assets to the trustee of the trust, the person that's in charge of the trust. And almost always, if we're talking about sort of the standard revocable living trust that's done in and day out in estate planning, you'd wear both hats. You would both be the grantor, the trust maker, as well as the trustee. Now, the trustee plays a very important role. He or she owes a very important duty to the beneficiaries, legal duty to the beneficiaries, the highest that the law recognizes, called a fiduciary duty, which means that they have to always act in the best interests of the beneficiaries. The trustee is obligated to handle the trust assets in accordance with your wishes, the terms of the trust, and they can't use the money in the trust for their own personal use, like going on a trip. Can't do that. They'd be violating their fiduciary duty. Now, when the trust is set up, important decisions are made at that time. Things like how the trustee has to act and manage the trust assets, who the beneficiaries will be, how distributions will be made to the beneficiaries, what happens to the trust when the grantor or trust maker dies, those sorts of things. So it's a chance to really get specific and intentional. Using a trust as a way to answer the who, what, when, and how questions also provides important privacy. So when you die, your assets will not become public record as they would at a probate proceeding if all you have is a will. And the ultimate transfers of assets, etc., to your beneficiaries will be private and confidential. A trust also is a great way to accomplish a variety of different goals, things like protecting assets for children, which I've talked about at greater length in other videos, and a great way to provide something to a charity of your choice. Now, a trust can be very helpful, not only to have things go the way that you want smoothly at death, but also before death occurs. Let's say that you become disabled or incapacitated, okay? again, you can name what's called a successor trustee of the trust, would step up and sort of take over the trust in a seamless a transition. No need for the court system to get involved. No need to sort of set up what's called a guardianship case. We want to stay as far away from the courthouse as possible. And as I said earlier in this video, sort of the very typical type of trust that is done day in and day out in estate planning called the revocable trust, living trust. Revocable means you can change it. And so it's a very flexible, sort of adaptable estate planning solution as you move along in life. As family or life circumstances may change, you can adapt your trust. One last thing. It is true that getting a trust is a little bit more expensive than getting a will. But imagine the time savings and the cost savings to your family on the back end by not having to slog through that very sort of burdensome and expensive court process after you die. So, hey, if you'd like to know a little bit more about so what a trust is and how it can be best used in estate planning and maybe how we might be able to help you, we'd love to talk to you. So go ahead and schedule a free 15-minute discovery phone call. Just go to the bottom of this video and click on the link, which is our scheduling link. Just pick the day and time that works for you, and we'll get on the call. And again, it's complimentary. If you've enjoyed this, we'd ask that you like the video and better yet, share it with your friends. We're just trying to get the word out as best we can. And also would invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, legacyplanninglawgroup.com. So Bill O'Leary, going to sign off for now. And on behalf of everybody here at my firm called Team Legacy, go make it a great day and a better world.